So Europe is scared. It is gearing up to defend itself and bolstering its military. Do you know what else it is doing? Europe is preparing for the worst-case scenario with bunkers and survival kits for its people. And France is the latest country to join this club. It is working on a survival manual. This is a bit like a guide. It will tell people how they can protect themselves in the face of an imminent threat, like war. So what will the survival manual include? And which other European countries are coming up with bunker plans and survival kits? Here's a report.
Europe is scared. The threat of a Russian attack looms large, so European countries are gearing up to defend themselves. Look at France. President Emmanuel Macron is boosting the country's air force. He wants to increase orders for Rafale fighter jets. He wants to prepare in case of a potential confrontation and be ready whether or not the United States stays by France's side.
Notre pays et notre continent.
Our country and our continent will have to continue to defend, equip, and prepare if we want to avoid war. That is the choice we have made and will continue to make. Deterrence is a historical and essential component of the defense of the nation, and it is an opportunity for our country. That is why we will continue to strengthen each of its components.
But that's not all that France is doing. The government is also preparing for the worst-case scenario, and it wants the citizens to be prepared as well. Which is why France plans to send a survival manual to every household in the country. What will this manual include? It will be a 20-page booklet. It will advise people on how they can protect themselves in case of an imminent threat. The manual will also have emergency numbers and simple reminders like closing one's doors and windows during a nuclear threat. Apart from this booklet, France also plans to urge people to prepare a survival kit for themselves with water, tins of food, batteries, torches, and basic medical supplies. The purpose of this, according to the government, is to ensure the resilience of populations in the face of all types of crisis, whether natural, technological, cyber, or security related. It is clear why France is worried.
Nul ne sait dire ce qui adviendra dans les mois, les années qui viennent.
No one knows what will happen in the months, years to come. What I want is for us to be ready. What I want is for us to be protected.
Culture de l'engagement, à la force de nos armées.
And France is hardly the only one. So is Germany. The European economic powerhouse has relaxed its borrowing rules. It wants to boost military spending. Now, that's a major step forward on the defense front. But Germany too is looking at survival mode. In case worst comes to worst, Germany wants its people to be bunker ready. In recent months, Germany has drawn up a list of bunkers that could provide emergency shelter to civilians. This includes underground train stations, car parks, and buildings. The country is building an app, kind of like a digital directory of these bunkers, so people can locate them in case of an attack. So that's how Europe's two biggest economies are preparing for Putin. But other nations in the region aren't far behind. The Polish government has a survival guide in case of war. It advises the public on how to survive a potential attack or a foreign occupation. Denmark, Sweden, Finland, and Norway have released similar manuals for the public as well. Europe can only hope that it doesn't come to this. But when it's about survival, it's always better to be prepared.
Do you think that Ukraine is at its weakest position?
This war is not about Ukraine.
Do you believe that your president was insulted? Yes or no question. Is Ukraine prepared to pay the price for that peace?
No compromises at the cost of territorial integrity and sovereignty.
Diplomacy will work?
Yes,
Do you think
will.
Russia will give up the territory if there is no ceasefire? Do you propose to keep fighting?
We are ready to resist.
Do you think there will be peace?
Many countries gave us 3 days.
President Trump said you don't have any cards.
We do not have another choice.
How do you keep fighting?
You ask me once again the same question.
Because you've not answered my question.
We have enough capacities to keep fighting.
Firstpost brings you the Ideas Pod at the Raisina Dialogue 2025. the largest gathering of global policymakers, thought leaders, and innovators, now on the fastest growing international news platform. Big ideas, big debates, big impact. Only at the Ideas Pod. Firstpost gives you front row access to the conversations that matter most. The Ideas Pod. Raisina Dialogue 2025 on Firstpost.